So what are 5 quick and easy steps to help you avoid fraud inside your company? Step number 1, you can compare your employee files and your vendor files. One of the most common ways for somebody to commit fraud against your company is to create a ghost vendor and divert money to vendors. It could be as simple as running a database search of employee addresses, running a database search of your vendor addresses, match them up, see if there's any overlap. That could identify an employee who's diverting money as a ghost vendor. Second thing is view your check endorsements. So when you get your bank statement at the end of the month, either online or in the mail, look at the front and back of the check to see how they're endorsed. If you wrote a check to XYZ Corporation and the back has it signed over to Joe Schmo, well, maybe XYZ Corporation is a ghost vendor, especially accounts payables checks. Take a look at that reverse side endorsement to see if it was deposited in a personal account, also to see if the signature is a individual signature or it's a endorsement stamp, which most companies would have. Number 3, have mandatory bookkeeper vacation time, and even key people, making sure that any illegal or improper actions that somebody's taking is not able to be covered up forever. So having some sunlight shined on that action by having somebody else do that job for a period of time, even if it's a long weekend, right? Some of these corporate frauds and these embezzlement schemes are daily activity. Somebody's got to hide paperwork and hide deposits and shuffle money around. And if they're not there every day, they're not able to maintain that fraud. So giving somebody a couple days off, especially if they resist, no, I'll take the money, I don't want to take my vacation, have mandatory vacation time for especially a bookkeeper, but even other key people. Number 4, spot check your inventory. So if you're a company who has any kind of inventory of product, merchandise, service, whatever it is, spot check that inventory, especially fast-moving items. Look at your 4 or 5 top fast-moving inventory SKUs. And then large-scale items, large dollar items. Look at those spot check to see, are they all accounted for? If you're supposed to have 150 of them, are they all there? Are there any that are mismarked? Sometimes that's a way to divert inventory into embezzle, is to take a high ticket item and replace it with something else so it still gets counted in the inventory. You don't have to do it that often. You can do it once a month. Just pull 2 or 3 items and check them out, or have somebody check them out. Last one, number 5, if you're the executive or CEO, open all mail personally. Any incoming postal mail you should open. If you have a large volume of mail where it's physically impossible to do that, then switch the job around. Have somebody open it for 2 weeks, somebody else do it for 2 weeks, and spot check some of it yourself. Maybe one day a week you say, I'm opening the mail. That way, there's not going to be a person in your company that can count on the fact that they will always open the mail. Somebody else might do it tomorrow. You as a CEO might do it next week. So they're going to avoid schemes where they have to have access to that mail, those bank statements, those insurance policies, any other thing that they need to have control over. Those are 5 steps. They can help you avoid 80% of corporate fraud cases that we end up investigating after the fact.